Hello, all you awesome people. Welcome to the channel with me, as always, your boy GeekViz Hoove, and it is currently a Saturday night, July 25th. Comic Con is going on right now, and on this Saturday night, Marvel just wrapped up their Hall H presentation. So a little late night Saturday, little episode we're recording here. So I'm gonna go over everything that happened at San Diego Comic Con for Marvel. I'm be honest with you, it's a little disappointing. A little disappointing. I'm not disappointing. They didn't bring a bunch. I think it's mostly because they probably learned their lesson from the last couple years when they reveal too much and then shit happens and all of a sudden you got a bunch of shit that doesn't happen. Remember, we still ain't seen Blade, still ain't got off the ground yet. Remember they announced Armor Wars with Don Cheadle returning as War Machine, getting his own series. That shit didn't happen. That shit did happen. Everything with Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror, all that didn't happen. So I feel like they may have just learned their lesson, and they decided to just scale back and only announce things that are indeed like clearly happening and probably will most likely happen when they get there. But let's stop the gap and let's kind of go over what we're gonna be talking about here. So this comicbook.com's article. It's been 2 years since Marvel Studios stormed the stage at Hall H for Comic Con. Despite skipping last year, Marvel is known for not only debuting exclusive footage exclusively for the attendees, but also confirming brand new characters, movie titles, and more. In short, though they're not always present, Marvel knows that the fans who never gave up hope are still eager to see what's next. So let's go over. So they started off with this. Herbie, before the panel began, two surprises were already in store for attendees. First, Dr. Doom masks and cloaks are passed out to everyone in attendance. Second, Herbie from the Fantastic Four rode on stage to greet everyone. Yeah, so there you go. And then the panel officially started. Started with the MCU montage, including not only footage from the X-Men movies, made by Fox, but specifically spotlighting Tobey Maguire scenes from Spider-Man No Way Home. Marvel President Kevin Feige takes the stage sporting his baseball cap. This one features Doom's face. The Feige confirms that no announcements for Marvel TV are happening today. Only feature films. They do typically do this. Movies are typically saved for Comic-Con here, and then for the series stuff, they save that for D23, which happens like 2 months after or some shit. TV could get its day in the sun next month. It's next month at Disney's D23 Expo, because they happen so pretty much they happen so close together. So, which also might be, after we go over this, also might be what they're possibly saving the big announcements for, but we'll find out when we get there. First, Feige social trailer for Avengers Endgame Encore, confirming the September day. I forget this is fucking happening. It also includes footage of fans watching the movie when it first hit back in 2019. We got a Vision Quest premiere date. Despite saying it was mostly movies, Feige did sneak a TV announcement in there. Vision Quest is premiering on October 14th, so it's coming this year. This fall on Disney Plus, but it will be the third chapter in the WandaVision trilogy, following Agatha all along, and of course WandaVision. We've already got a little bit on this series already. We know it's going to be I still fucking find it funny. I have to call him this. We know it's White Vision who's going to be primarily in this, trying to sort of just rediscover himself after the events of WandaVision. We know there's going to be a bunch of AI that Tony made. I think they announced that we're getting Jocasta in this Friday. James Spader is returning as Ultron in this as well. So it's gonna be an interesting one. It's gonna be a very interesting one. Low key, pretty much everything here is gonna be very interesting, because anything that because there's not a lot coming out between now and Secret Wars in 2027. So that's interesting. But first, we got our first big major announcement here. Marvel confirms Ghost Rider. One of the first announcement is the one that the rumor mill has been that had the rumor going all day. Feige confirmed that Ryan Gosling is officially joining the MCU. Not only that, but Deadpool and Wolverine director Sean Levy is set to helm the movie. It's going to be released currently all slated for 2028. Currently, Marvel has 3 release dates scheduled for that year, including May 5th, July 28th, and December 15th. We know it's not going to be that one because we'll go over that later, but they did announce a movie that's going to be at this date. So it's either going to be the May 5th or the July 28th. I would say I think the July 28th one is probably going to be set for this one. May 5th, they typically save that for like the big shit. Like this was usually this is usually an Avengers slot. Those early May slots. So it's gonna be something big. It might be a tentpole if they even use it. So it's probably going to be a tentpole movie that they release for May. But you never know. They could slide this up there, but I don't know. I will say I do like this this image here. But yes, here it is. Ryan Gosling officially coming in as Ghost Rider. Quote, only one director we had in mind for, only one director who could do it, Feige said. Ryan has another movie coming out first, Star Wars Starfighter, and I don't want to brag, but I've been lucky enough to see it, and as a Star Wars nerd, a bigger Star Wars nerd than a Marvel nerd, it's awesome, he said. He brings Star Wars, and it gives me all the Star Wars feels. Basically, this is what him confirming that Sean Levy is directing the movie. Sean Levy and Ryan Gosling are currently shooting the Star Wars Starfighter movie. He also did Deadpool and Wolverine. He also did what's the other one with Ryan Reynolds in it. Free Guy? Not Fall Guy. Fall Guy is Ryan Gosling. God damn it. Both these niggas' names both these niggas' name is Ryan, and both of those movies have Guy in it, so it's really confusing. Free Guy, that's the one with Ryan Reynolds in like the video game thing. He directed that too. So it's gonna be very interesting. Talking about Ghost Rider for a little bit. I will say, a little disappointed we aren't getting Robbie Reyes version of Ghost Rider, clearly, because it's Ryan Gosling. A little disappointed it's not going to be Robbie Reyes because I mean, let's be honest. Does another Marvel entry really need a good looking white guy as the lead again? We got fucking 3 Chris's. we got 3 Chris's. Fucking RDJ. So I'm like, who else? Fucking the Eternals had Gemma Chan was more of the lead there. But fucking Robert Madden was like the guy in that one in all the shit. So yeah, a little disappointed about that. But so with it being, but I mean, like shit, if you're gonna get Ryan Gosling and Ryan Gosling wants to do a Ghost Rider movie, then shit, you hire Ryan Gosling. So my question is, are we going to be Johnny Blaze or is it going to be Danny Ketch? Johnny Blaze, I feel like is probably the more well-known Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider is interesting. I don't think Ghost Rider is super known in his alter ego. If you just ask a random schmuck off the street about Ghost Rider, they're just gonna be like, oh, the motherfucker with the flaming skull and rides the motorcycle that's on fire, right? That's pretty much what the general populace knows as Ghost Rider. They don't typically know the person that is Ghost Rider. But yeah, so they're probably going Johnny Blaze. I wouldn't be surprised if they do Danny Ketch. To my knowledge, Danny Ketch is the character in the comics that introduced a lot of the admittedly confusing ass lore that was created for Ghost Rider. A lot of that came when Ketch was Ghost Rider as opposed to Johnny Blaze. Johnny Blaze was Ghost Rider when it was just kind of like like an anthology comic for the Ghost Rider when he was just appearing in random issues and not really having a set story. Shout out to Sir Superhero for the Ghost Rider video. That's where I learned all that shit from. So yeah, it's probably Johnny Blaze. Though I wouldn't be surprised if it was Danny Ketch. Following that, they showed a brand new scene from Spider-Man Brand New Day. John Bernthal came out to announce it. They finally get reminded that Brand New Day is playing in theaters next week. Fortunately, I won't be able to see it next week. I probably got to wait till the second weekend to go see it. An exclusive clip of the film was shown featuring Punisher, Spider-Man trying to fight the Hulk. Then there was the big Doomsday presentation. The cast of Avengers Doomsday started to assemble on stage, separated by X-Men and the Avengers, with the Russos and RDJ also present. Quote, decisions will have to be made, Downey said. You'll have to be on the side of the good guys, or you'll have to consider the alternatives, joining a family of doom. The big announcement for the film has arrived, though, with confirmation that Haley Atwell is officially back as Peggy Carter in Avengers Doomsday. This should surprise fans who remember Cap's big moment at the end of Endgame. Yeah, and with this, they also showed another an exclusive look for The Room. It was very Doom heavy, as it was been talked about and explained. The trailer, if you're interested, the trailer is on Twitter. Granted, this is probably going to be coming out tomorrow, or it might be tonight. I don't know. We'll see. But it has leaked on Twitter, so if you want to watch it, go and check that out before it gets taken down. Granted, but you got to remember it is taken on shitty ass grainy cell phone footage, so be aware of that. But yeah, apparently it's very Doom heavy. They also showcased that Doom and Mr. Fantastic will have history in this, which I feel like confirms my theory that this was indeed the Doom of the Fantastic Four universe. This is that Victor Von Doom from that universe, as opposed to one from his own individual, unique one. So yeah, there you go. This one was kind of confusing. I'm not gonna lie, but Deadpool crashes the panel. Ryan Reynolds has crashed the panel in a gray Deadpool cosplay, asking questions from the audience about Doomsday, including the one we all want to know. Quote, why was Thor crying? Paul Rudd replies, maybe he was a Wrexham fan. That's Deadpool. That's Ryan Reynolds' soccer team, his football club. Deadpool Reynolds seemed to suggest that he's not in the movie, as he asks when the production starts on the movie. Yeah, this was very confusing. Here's the
time listener, first time caller. Huge fan. Look at that cast. Thank you. I'm not wearing the Doom mask over this mask because I didn't want to ruin the lines with my Canadian tuxedo. My name is Ricky. That's a mononym like Cher or Madonna. And I'm just cosplaying hard.
Is there a question in
I do
somewhere?
have a question, actually. I have a question for two questions. First question is for Mr. Paul Rudd. Where is Thor, and why was he crying?
Where is Thor?
Yes.
And why is Thor crying?
Why was he crying?
He's a Wrexham fan?
Yes. You know goddamn know why he was crying, bro. Second question. Moving on. This seems an awfully expensive way to announce a film. When do you start filming?
Wait. Doomsday?
Doomsday? It's Doomsday. When does that start shooting?
It's in the can, bro. Look around you. Did you bump your head?
I see. So there's no additional photography, no overages, hot costs, maybe last minute additions.
We keep making the movie until they pry it out of our hands. So.
No further questions. Happy Hogan? Fetch the Audi. We're leaving.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Reynolds!
So yeah, it was a little confusing. It seemed like it was meant to confirm that Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool is not in Avengers Doomsday, because he had the whole question he asked when they start shooting, and they said it was done already. So it seemed to confirm that Ryan Reynolds is not in Doomsday. I'm kind of not surprised. I feel like he would have been an actor and a character they would have announced beforehand already. I feel like he wouldn't be one of those characters they try to keep secret and not reveal until the film actually happens. Um, so I'm not surprised. I just feel like this was a kind of a weird thing to bring attention to it. Also, unlike everybody else who typically does shit like this, he didn't unmask himself. Remember, I think RDJ did something like this years ago. I want to say David Harbour did this too before. Um, but yeah, it was strange that he didn't unmask because there was I was watching the shout outs to the new rock stars. I was watching they live stream. You know, they had people present here, and then they had people doing a live stream video from their little home base, home office. So they were getting secondhand, info, give it passed to them so they could share with the audience what was going on. But there was a lot of confusion as if this was Ryan Reynolds in the suit or if it was just a guy. Of course, then he started talking, and you could easily tell that it was Ryan Reynolds. But yeah, I don't know, just kind of a weird thing to have him there, but then kind of confirm that he's not in the movie. It's kind of weird. Um, Granted, the whole thing of this was kind of weird. I don't think there was a lot of questions asked to like the entirety of the cast. So a lot of people were just there just to smile and wave and shit. And then like I said, they just showed that new exclusive footage. So um yeah, the Doomsday section of this was just a little I don't know. I don't want to say under big. I would have preferred if they had a whole fucking panel and then the whole cast sat down and then people got to ask some questions and we get to see the cast more interact with each other. They kind of tell some tales from the set, but no, they just appeared there. They just smiled and waved. They took just the one little question and that was it, to my understanding at least. But then that was followed by another big announcement, another debut. Black Panther 3 has officially been confirmed. Shouts out to Wakanda. Uh, Ryan Coogler took the stage to confirm that not only is he back to direct the third Black Panther movie, this is the movie that's going to be releasing on December 15th, 2028. So we got two movies. We have our first two movies confirmed post Secret Wars: Black Panther 3 and Ghost Rider. Which is very interesting. It means we got two new characters coming in post Secret Wars, and we know who they are. And I say new because also confirmed from the film is Letitia Wright as Shiri and Winston Duke returning as M'Baku. Furthermore, he offered a new story details revealing that the film will star the grown-up son of T'Challa from Wakanda Forever, which I think we all kind of knew when they debuted him in that second one. There was thoughts that he is going to be the one to sort of become the new Black Panther and take over that mantle. That was like legitimately the biggest reason why they named him T'Challa. It allows them to introduce a new Black Panther without sort of overstepping and avoiding or ignoring the Chadwick's T'Challa. And they announced that the Long Walk and Alien Romulus star David Johnson is taking on the role. That is fucking big.
I want to say thank you so much. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you to this amazing family that I have the honor and the privilege and the blessing to join. I actually don't want to say too much because I want to let this screen do the talking. But believe me, the honor is entirely mine. Thank you.
Did they show footage? It doesn't say if they show footage of a Black Panther 3 now. I wouldn't be surprised because I don't think they would have shot just yet. But that was the end of the panel. Again, admittedly, possibly a little underwhelming. Only two new announcements, that being Ghost Rider. Black Panther 3 is new, but we knew it was happening. Denzel mentioned that he was talking with Ryan Coogler to get a role in the third Black Panther movie. So yeah, and then the Doomsday we know was coming, but they just gave a special look at that. Um, Not surprised Spider-Man didn't have a massive presence here. The movie drops next week, so they really ain't got too much to talk about or showcase or anything like that. So not surprised Spider-Man didn't have a big presence there. Also, I think on the live stream I was watching, they did say, I think they said Holland and Zendaya were like in London or something just yesterday, so it was a very low chance that they were going to show up there. But again, the movie drops next week. It's not really too much you can showcase and hype or talk about for a movie that drops in a week. So that hasn't been talked about or shown already. So there you go. The Doomsday stuff is cool. They just released the official trailer about a week or so ago. So that was cool. Definitely, I wish they would have allowed the cast to. But they only had an hour as well too, so that kind of sucked. But I wish they would have been able to like actually ask cast some questions. We got a little more, a little bit more stories, a bit more of a table to happen there. The Deadpool stuff was a little confusing for me at least. But yeah, there you go. But I mean, we still got two big talking points. David Johnson, T'Challa for Black Panther 3, Ryan Gosling as Ghost Rider. Like I said, our first new characters that we know are going to be debuting post Secret Wars. I would not be surprised if we see both of them in that movie to sort of act as like their soft introductions before they get to their movies here. This also confirms that we at least know for sure, whatever happens after Secret Wars, in terms of at least Black Panther, a lot of that history and those characters will be coming back over after the events of Secret Wars. Letitia Wright's coming back, Winston Duke's coming back. He is T'Challa, but he's TJ. He TJ. He's T'Challa Jr. He's T'Challa's son. So still that the history of Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa will still be present. Um, so we know at least a lot of Black Panther's history and lore will still stay as we cross over. Like I said, I still fully expect Secret Wars to act as a reboot to the MCU. How thorough, how much, whether it's a soft or hard reboot, pause. Uh, don't exactly know just yet, but it does seem like it is happening. Um, but we know for sure Black Panther's coming. So we got David Johnson. David Johnson's T'Challa, and Ryan Gosling's Ghost Rider. We'll say Johnny Blaze right now until we get confirmation otherwise. But David Johnson's T'Challa, Ryan Gosling's Johnny Blaze are going to be our first characters coming out of Secret Wars. Very interesting. A very interesting lineup there. Coming straight out of there. So it's going to be interesting to see. But yeah, that was Marvel's Hall H announcement. Um, Again, like I said, I remember that one year. I can't even remember when the fuck it was when they announced like a bunch of shit. Y'all remember that? That's the year they announced Blade, the Hawkeye show, um, Armor Wars, um, well, not WandaVision. WandaVision already happened. I think they announced Miss Marvel was happening. They announced Moon Knight. There was that year where they just dropped a fuck ton of shit. Um, and we also need to remember Marvel is in the bit of a slowing down process. Remember, like literally that Comic Con I was talking about, that was right as Disney Plus was launching. So they were going all in on all these superhero shows and shit. And honestly, the multiverse saga has just been a very hit and miss. And it's definitely been a low point for Marvel Studios. So remember they said they were scaling back. They was like, we're gonna do like 2 to 3 movies a year, maybe a show or two a year, and that's it. So they probably announced these because these are the things that are probably the most in development right now, the things that are closest to actually being getting close to actual shooting. Like I said, not surprised we're going to get Ryan Gosling and David Johnson appear as their characters, Ghost Rider and Black Panther, in Secret Wars to add just their first little appearance. Um, Also feels like probably Deadpool is going to be in Secret Wars too. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's cool, but it's definitely like I see why these motherfuckers had an hour. They were only focused on like three things. um, yeah, Vision Quest too. But I feel like Vision Quest is one of those. Vision Quest is filled with a lot of just shit that's been synonymous with the multiverse saga. It's just one of those things that's just they. It's just an obligation at this point. They just kind of gotta do it. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, that was Marvel's Hall H presentation. Cool. It was nice. I think we all wish it a little bit more. I know a lot of people are going to be disappointed that there was nothing from X-Men in this panel. I will say, me personally, not surprised. I think whenever we get that, it is going to be wholly and fully its own thing. In what capacity, I don't know. Will it be at Comic-Con next year? D23 next year, D23 this upcoming D23. I don't know. Are they gonna do something like they did? I can see them even doing something what they did with the when they rented out the El Capitan all those years ago, and they announced Chadwick Boseman as was cast as T'Challa. They did a little hype for Captain America: Civil War. They released like a bunch of the Phase 2 slate. So it's like they announced Captain America: Civil War, Thor: Ragnarok, Guardians 2, uh, Inhumans. They announced that. I can see them doing something like that, and it's just all focused on X-Men. Again, shout out to the new rock stars, Eric Voss, which is something that I think low key might also be very important. They're probably not saying anything until Spider-Man: Brand New Day comes out. And we all learn collectively whether or not Sadie Sink's character actually turns out to be Jean Grey. If she is Jean Grey, they probably are just waiting until that happens before they talk about the X-Men. So he brought up a good point. I see that happening too. But yeah, like I said, I think anything X-Men is going to be legitimately its own thing. I think that is like the one property where Kevin Feige is like, it's going to be the thing that one, we do right, and two, is going to be the main focus and our bread and butter for the MCU going forward from that point on. So I think he's just waiting because he's like, this next chapter of the MCU is going to be all mutants and all X-Men, and that is going to be the centerfold of everything that is to come after. So I think he's waiting and is going to wait for whenever the time is right and whenever they're ready. So yeah, that was Hall H. What did y'all think? Let me know down below. What do you think about Ghost Rider? You excited to see Ryan Gosling come in as Ghost Rider? What do you think about the Black Panther casting? A little disappointed that we didn't get any X-Men. Let me know down in the comments below. Everything else from Comic-Con we are going to cover in our news drops this upcoming week. Unfortunately, I'm probably gonna have to do everything at the start of the week. I will be gone for the weekend, so I'm not gonna have that damn motherfucker, goddamn. I'm not gonna have the Tuesday and the Thursday to do the TV and the news drop. I mean the TV and the gaming news, mostly the gaming news. Actually, I might be able to still do it. We'll have to see. I'm gonna have to see. We'll see how I'm feeling about doing all this shit in one day. But yeah, all that's coming next week because we got TV news, we got movie news, all of it coming from Comic-Con this weekend. Most of the news for Comic-Con is done. Friday and Saturday tend to be the big days for Comic-Con news. Sunday is a little slower. But yeah, we're gonna be covering all the Comic-Con news for TV, movies, and even games. On the news drops for next week. So thanks so much for watching. I very much appreciate it. Always make sure you stay watching, stay playing, stay awesome, and most importantly, stay safe out there. Until next time, everybody, I will talk to you all later. Deuces. Oh my god, this shit been up there the whole time. This shit been up there the whole time. Damn, bro, I wasn't paying attention. All right, deuces.